The story of the man from Taured is one of the strangest unsolved mysteries of modern times, a tale that defies logic and continues to baffle researchers and conspiracy theorists alike. Imagine stepping off a plane, handing over your passport, and being told that your country does not exist. This is exactly what happened to a mysterious traveler at Tokyo's Haneda Airport in 1954, an event that has since become a chilling legend of lost identities, alternate realities, and vanishing without a trace. In the sweltering heat of a Tokyo summer, airport officials at Haneda Airport went about their daily routines. The arrival hall was bustling with weary travelers, business people, and tourists making their way through customs. Among them was a well-dressed, middle-aged man, confident and composed as he approached the immigration desk. He spoke fluent Japanese and other languages, his demeanor that of an experienced traveler. When he presented his passport, however, confusion set in. The document, worn from years of use, bore official stamps and visas from multiple countries, confirming his extensive travels. Everything about the passport seemed legitimate, except for one glaring problem. It had been issued by a country called Taured, a place that did not exist anywhere on Earth. Authorities, assuming there had been a mistake, asked the traveler to point out his homeland on a map. Without hesitation, he indicated a spot between France and Spain, where the small nation of Andorra is located. But when officials told him that there was no such place as Taured, the man grew visibly agitated. He insisted that his country had existed for over 1,000 years and had no idea why the map failed to acknowledge it. Determined to verify his claims, airport officials checked his other documents. His driver's license, issued in Taured, matched the details on his passport. He carried bank statements and checks from an institution that no one had ever heard of. Everything pointed to the existence of this nation, except that it simply did not exist in any known records. Authorities, suspecting forgery or a case of mistaken identity, took the man in for questioning. He answered all inquiries calmly and logically, asserting that he had been traveling internationally for years without incident. His previous visits to Japan were stamped in his passport, with official approvals that should have been impossible if his country did not exist. He even provided the name of the company he was visiting for business in Tokyo, a firm that, when contacted, denied having any knowledge of him or his scheduled meeting. As the hours passed, the mystery deepened. There were no apparent inconsistencies in his story. Everything lined up except for the non-existence of Taured. The more they pressed, the more he seemed as confused as they were. He was either an elaborate hoaxer with forged documents of unprecedented quality or a man who had somehow stepped into a world that had erased all traces of his homeland. With no clear answers, immigration officials decided to detain the man temporarily. He was placed in a hotel room under constant guard while they continued their investigation. His belongings, including his passport and identification papers, were locked away for safekeeping. 2 guards stood outside his door, ensuring he did not leave or tamper with any evidence. By morning, however, the unthinkable had happened. The man had vanished without a trace. His hotel room showed no signs of escape. The door had not been opened, and the guards swore they had been vigilant throughout the night. The only window in his room was several stories high, ruling out any possibility of an escape that way. Even more baffling, every single piece of his documentation had disappeared as well. The man from Taured had simply ceased to exist. Panic spread among the authorities. Search efforts were launched across the city, but no sign of the traveler was ever found. There was no record of him checking out, no sightings at any transportation hubs, and no remaining evidence that he had ever been there in the first place. Over the decades, various theories have attempted to explain the mystery. Some believe the man from Taured was an interdimensional traveler, someone who had unknowingly slipped between realities. Could he have originated from a parallel universe where Taured did exist, only to find himself stranded in a world where it did not? And if so, did he somehow return to his own dimension, or was he simply erased from existence? Others speculate that the incident was a highly classified government cover-up. Was this man involved in a Cold War intelligence operation, possessing fabricated documents designed for espionage? Perhaps he was eliminated by an unknown agency before his true identity could be uncovered. There is also the possibility of a time travel anomaly. If the man had come from a version of Earth where Taured was real, could he have been a victim of a glitch in the fabric of space-time? Some theorists propose that travelers from different timelines occasionally slip into parallel worlds without realizing it. If this were the case, was the man from Taured one of many who had found themselves in a place that should not exist for them? Others suggest that the event was a mass hallucination or a grand hoax. With no official records to confirm the incident, skeptics argue that the story may have originated as a piece of folklore that spread over time, gaining embellishments along the way. Yet, those who believe in the paranormal insist that something extraordinary must have happened for the legend to persist for so many years. The story of the man from Taured remains one of the most perplexing unsolved mysteries of modern history. Whether he was a lost traveler from another world, a victim of a cosmic mistake, or simply a clever fabrication, his tale continues to captivate the imagination. Was he proof that parallel universes exist? Did he slip through time, appearing in a world where his country had never been? Or was he erased from existence for knowing something he shouldn't have? Some researchers have drawn parallels between the man from Taured and other cases of mysterious disappearances throughout history. There have been numerous reports of individuals vanishing under inexplicable circumstances, sometimes reappearing in strange locations with no memory of how they got there. Could there be a hidden mechanism governing these occurrences, a phenomenon that science has yet to understand? If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of history's greatest mysteries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more strange and unexplained stories. What do you think happened to the man from Taured? Let us know in the comments below.